Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 14th of June. I was up early this morning, got my push-ups out of the way, got my morning routine done. I have to stress that I've seen a few videos of people who talk about the morning routines, importance of morning routines, and they say on average they've interviewed a number of high-level CEOs and just millionaires in general. And do you guys know what time that on average they wake up in the morning? Well, what time do you think they wake up? The answer is 4:30 in the morning, on average. And to be honest with you, I've been doing that. And the only reason that I've been getting up at 3 in the morning every day is because I understand that a lot of people on the East Coast, particularly in New York and other cities on the East Coast that have a lot of commuters that are on trains and public transportation, they just like to absorb social media. So during those times, it's important to hit certain things on Instagram. So Instagram, it really takes off on Pacific Coast time. It takes off at 6. 6 is when, if you post a photo, you'll get a lot of interaction, because I studied the time zones and the times and the days in which most people interact on social media, particularly Instagram. And today is actually the worst day of the week, the worst day of social media interaction in the morning. Oddly enough, is Wednesdays. And so I posted a picture this morning, but I made a different change. There's a change that's different in it, and I'm going to use that picture as my the actual screenshot that you'll see before the video. So let me know what you think about it, because I was reaching out to just people who on Instagram I really admire. There's this young woman in Los Angeles who does a really good job at just capturing the outdoorsy camp lifestyle, hiker atmosphere, or just the overall emotions and feelings and stuff. She just encapsulates the outdoorsman's inner soul, man. She has a great connection with it, and she does it all with a Sharpie. One of those, the thinner Sharpies, not the big thick ones, but the smaller ones. And she just draws on, I think it's thicker, I don't know what kind of paper it is, but it's thicker white paper. And it just has such a great feeling to it. It feels like something that you'll see on a coffee cup, or in an REI ad, or on an outdoor company, like outdoor companies advertisement for the month or something. It's just really, she does a really good job, particularly with mountains. She has a good job doing tents and campsites and fires and trees and things like that. So I reached out to her. It took her a little while to get back to me, because I wanted to see, one of the things that I wanted was, I wanted my own watermark. And watermarks can, and I found this out the hard way, is that the watermark that I have been using, which was through an app through Google, I think it's called Snapseed or something seed, I forget what it was, but it's just text, and there are ways to come up with designs and things like that, but they just look so generic. And so I reached out to her and I asked her how much it would be to come up with just a design. All I wanted was to have it say my name along the base of a mountain ridge, which is my favorite quote of all time. And if I ever got a tattoo, this is what it would be: "The mountains are calling and I must go," from John Muir. And that's my favorite quote of my life. It just defines me. I love the mountains, and they call to me. And so I asked her how much it would be to do that, and she replied to me a couple weeks later, actually, and she finally emailed me back and says, "I'm sorry, I have a really busy schedule. I do a lot of these, but generally this is what it is." And she told me it was like $595 for one or two illustrations that I could choose from, and $595 for a drawing that maybe takes her an hour or so. And here's the thing: she's talented. I'm not gonna rain on that parade whatsoever. But for someone who just simply wants a drawing that's pretty basic and easy, that's steep. But it would be mine. So what I did was I kind of just outlined a typical mountain that I saw on Google Images and turned it into a transparent image to where you could basically just post it or stamp it onto a corner of a photo and make a watermark out of it. And I used another editing program to enter the text at the bottom of the mountain saying Cornwall Photography. And so the funny thing is it ended up coming out really well. I'm really impressed at, I've been fooling around with watermarking apps and asking for suggestions and how people came up with theirs. And, I just haven't been able to find something. But yesterday I put a lot of effort into it, and, it paid off, man. I'm happy with the final product, and I'm going to stick with this. I might make improvements, and, since I've gotten better at it, maybe I can come up with a better one. But this one looks good. So I have it. It's on the new photo in the corner. I created it for myself. And so, let me know what you guys think about it. That'd be, I love feedback and criticism. Please let me know. Other than that, the morning routine that I've been sticking with has been great. I actually did it this past weekend for the first time in the morning on a weekend, which is, I haven't been able to do that. Just for some odd reason, the weekends I just like to sleep in. And I hate myself afterwards because when I get more than, I don't know how you guys are. I did a video about sleep previously, but if I get too much sleep, it just ruins me for the whole day. It feels like, if you've ever taken like Tylenol PM or NyQuil or something like that, and you wake up in the morning, you feel like your head's in the clouds. I feel like that when I get more than like 7 hours of sleep. And so on the weekends, I got one day I got like 9 hours of sleep. And my girlfriend's like, oh, it's probably because your body needs it. I'm like, no, it's because I should have gotten up and now I'm paying for it. I only need like 4 or 5 hours of sleep and I'm good. I just naturally have energy, and so that's just how I am. And that too much sleep it just got to me. But this weekend, I actually managed to get up early and do my workout on Sunday, even though I was hurting. Because I told you I did the Sound and Arrows 12K, and so I was not feeling good at all, but I managed to push through it. And the importance of a morning routine, I am never going to deviate from this. This is something that's become a permanent fixture in my life. I'm going to get up early every single day. The time will vary between like 3 and maybe 5, maybe 4:30, but I'm done. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and it's the only way for me to get everything done and kind of focus and set the tone of my day. And I love, I look forward to it. I look forward to going to bed and waking up in the morning and seeing, how people react to my photos, just kind of checking, the news a little bit, listening to, inspirational videos, and just getting the workout going and getting that checked off my list. And then I feel good for the rest of the day. It's great. It's such an intoxicating event that, I can't imagine why people just don't put more effort into creating their own morning routine. And then I'm out the door early. I'm heading out to work on time, and I get to work before anyone else, and it sets a precedent for me. People think of me as an employee and as a supervisor, and they say, yeah, he's always early, and it's better than the alternative, man. The guy's never on time. We're supposed to be on time, but he's never on time. I try to practice what I preach, and that's what I do every day. So even though I make these videos and they don't get many views, I still do it because I know that one of these days someone's going to catch on and people are going to pay attention, which is cool. But yeah, so I got that done. I got my watermark done. Let me know what you think. It'll be on my screenshot, and just look in the bottom left-hand corner. Like I say, I might make some improvements in some areas, but I think ultimately I'm done with it. It looks good to me. Very impressed on how it turned out. So you guys have a great day. I will see you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.